Okay, so we have about outlines, a course outline for entrepreneurs. So about 6 of them. Good and fine. Context for the concept. Number 2, we're looking at what is wisdom. Okay, number 3, wisdom and skills. Wisdom as insight. Number 5, wisdom as value and visualization. Okay. Okay, so I will do a revision for those that missed the class. So God actually, Christ commended the unjust steward because he has done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Why? Because he actually acted in a wise way, and Christ commanded him, and receive my instruction, not silver and knowledge, rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that desire are not to be compared to it. So counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I am strength. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice. By me prince rules and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and thou shalt seek me early, shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. So you can see, we started talking last week about the issue of wisdom, that this unjust steward manager of the resources actually had financial wisdom and commercial wisdom in the marketplace, which we expect. Okay, Mr. George, please help me with this one. Thank you. So, wisdom is the root and wealth is the fruit. That's what we started talking about. The context for the concept as of last week. Now, wisdom is the root. Wisdom is the root. And of course, wealth is the fruit. So, if actually want to have more of it, you have to do what? Those who are wise will surely be wealthy, but not every wealthy one is wise. So the real wealth transfer is the transfer of wisdom, commercial and financial wisdom. If God wants to do something with a man, he sets him up before he step him up. So if that process of setting up is a process of you acquiring the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of what you'll be handling and sustaining. The first wave of wealth transfer is not the physical material wealth. The first wave of wealth transfer is always a spiritual wealth, because every spiritual things, every physical things have spiritual roots. That's what we discuss. Every physical things, physical material things have spiritual roots. We said that in the face of men, they can be empty, something can be nothing, but in the spiritual world, everything is something. Nothing exists of its own. So before the world, of course, was the logos. So everything in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, and he was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made, and without him nothing that was made that was made. That's so that everything you see in the physical have spiritual roots. So the word there is from a Greek word called logos, from the word logic, analogy. That means the study of something. All the sociology, the algae, and all of them. So through faith, we understand that the world we are framed by the words of God, so that the things we are seeing are made for the things not which do not appear. Before the world, there was a logic of God. So you can see that everything physical have spiritual roots. So if God wants to do something for man, the first thing is to transfer the commercial and financial wisdom first. So the first wave of sustainable transfer of wealth is the transfer of financial and commercial wisdom. So because when God gives you appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, he's preparing you to transfer physical assets that will come under your management, stewardship, and leadership. So we have discussed so much as the last week Friday that God wants to put you, He wants to put economic, commercial, and financial responsibility in your hands. That is why He must put appetite in you for you to seek and appreciate wisdom, commercial and economic wisdom. So the real wealth is for you to develop this appetite to learn about how to manage portfolios, estates, business, investment, and a lot. So this can only be, this can only, there can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, and economic assets to entrepreneurs who are financially ignorant and economically ignorant. So if you transfer this wealth to somebody who doesn't understand the roots, is as good as money gone so soon. So the first wave of transfer is the transfer of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that create that wealth. So that that led us to what is wealth. That's what we started discussing last week. What is wealth? And we define it that it is difficult to define wealth because there are two parts of it. That the wisdom of God and the what is wisdom? Sorry. So it's difficult to have wisdom of God and wisdom of men. You have to separate it. Like saying righteousness of God and righteousness of men. So the righteousness of God is, that means God is always right. For the righteousness of men is the gift of salvation. So we have to put it in our own way. So I can make it interesting that wisdom is the logos, knowledge, mind, counsel, and God's perspective about any given matter. That means the way God defines things, we should see that is the wise way to define things. So, and if for us to see things in God's perspective, the way heaven describes you, it must be evidence in your actions, choices, and decisions. So when we see your actions, that's what we discuss about what is wisdom. Wisdom is manifested in your actions, your choices, and your decisions. So when you decide, we know why you're a wise man or not, because we started telling us that knowledge is simply packaged information tailored to solve a problem. So someone that have correct information that can solve a problem, can meet up in it, the person is knowledgeable. So it's simply packaged information. So we now see that understanding means that you can actually explain, you can actually assimilate explanation, assimilation, but wisdom is simply means application. So a man can only be wise when the man apply. You cannot be wise with your heart. You must be see it in your application. So if you are saying you are wise and your actions, decisions, choices are wrong, that means you're not a wise person. So the only way we see that men are wise is when they take action. So wisdom of God advises us in issues, challenges, circumstances, either in health, wisdom, professional, business, politics, management. So you see that humans are only wise in their actions, choice, and decision, but God is supreme intelligent. I think we stopped there last week. Do you enter wisdom and skill? Oh, we did that. That means we've gone so far. Wisdom and skills. Okay. So we also say that wisdom is evidence in our choices, decisions, and actions. Because wisdom is a verb, and it can only be visible in our deeds. So we mentioned ability. Did I give that note? No, I don't. Okay, I did not give the note. Okay, let's start from there. Okay, I mentioned a statement that says, what you say does not make you wise, whereas what you do is a hallmark of wisdom. That's where we stop now. Yes or yes? Okay, no problem. So we have four things to discuss on the wisdom as a skill. So we need to quickly discuss that and go to wisdom as insight. So we need to discuss why people start off with things that you see them make quality decisions, but they start making wrong decisions because the visions was not so clear, direction, and so many other things we have to discuss. So let's do this under wisdom and skill. The first thing you see that someone is wise is number one, ability. Wisdom and skill. Number one, ability. It's always engaged an ability. So the first one is ability. So I will give you the note, but I don't know why I should give the four of them at once. So we can give the note. Number two, just keep, okay, let me just write it first. What do you have? What do you have? Okay? And number three, let's just give it, I'll give you the note. But let's list the four of them out. Seed potentials. Your seed potentials. Seed potentials. Okay? And the last one, your opportunities. So what you do with the opportunities you have. It shows that why you're a wise man. So we are ready to take some of the notes now. So wisdom, I said, wisdom and skill, that your wisdom is only evidence in your choices, your decisions, and your actions. So it's a verb, it's an action word. That means if you say you are wise in your heart and you never take action So act on your ability, your responsibility, respond to your ability. You don't respond to your ability, you don't make use of what you have, because the key to what God wants to give to you is in what you already have. God has, I told you, you might be born naked, but you're not born empty. There's something God deposited in us, the gifting, talents, ideas, creativity, innovation. So you have something you're supposed to act on. So we have to discover what you have. And those things are the seeds that will give birth to the trees, the fruit. So you must plant them, you must discover them, develop and deploy. Then that will help you to identify opportunities in the marketplace. So you must be wise in your actions, your choice and decisions. So let's take the first one. Ability. Write it down. The ability to turn what you have into what you need. Ability to turn what you have into what you need. Ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill. Ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill. Ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill that can never make you poor. And without it, you cannot be rich. Full stop. Ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill that can never make you poor. And without it, you can never be rich. Full stop. Ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill that can never make you poor. And without it, you can never be rich. Full stop. So ability to turn your trees into tables, your trees into tables and chairs, into tables and chairs. Ability to turn your look at your crude oil, turn it to petrol, diesel. So ability to turn what nature gives to you into tangible, usable items. With this skill, that I have something in me that can be converted, whether it's love, kindness, virtues. I have a virtue inside of me that can be turned, can be packaged into value, product or services. So that skill will never make you to be poor. That skill will always make you to be rich. And without it, if you always see that I don't have anything and nothing is left for me, I'm broke, I'm poor, we poor masses, is God living with nothing? No. You can talk, you can eat, you can write, you can do something. So ability to see what you have and turn them into what you need. Turning your trees into tables, turning your ideas, package your ideas into books, packaging what you have. You have something, you have ability. Nobody was born with that ability. So that is a skill, one of the major skills. Okay. And I sat and I said, okay, me that likes to communicate, like to talk, why can't I just learn communication as a skill? Why can't I learn how to do effective communication? Why can't I not learn how to negotiate? Negotiation is a skill. Communication is a skill. Problem solving skill, people management skill, emotional intelligence skill. I have to learn all those skills. So I have to sit down, read, study. So I can package this my talking. I'll not be talking for free. I can be talking to make money and people are paying me to talk. And that's a good thing for me. So I find a niche. I don't just talk about everything. You hardly see me talk about politics, football. I don't want to talk about those ones. So which one am I going to talk? I'm going to talk about things that improves and add value, help you to become the ultimate version of themselves, help you to discover their God's given creativity in them. They are the things I talk about: business, man, investment, and of course being an entrepreneur. Talk about entrepreneurship. So I find a niche. I don't talk about I don't want to be everywhere. I don't want to be known for something. So you can see that ability can make you that ability to turn what you have into what you need is a skill that makes you wise, and that's the way men can give you money. Because you must turn them into value. Turn of value. Okay, let me just go. I want to wrap up. I want to go to wisdom as insight so that I can actually see, have an insight to what God has given you already that is making you different, that is different in the world, because you are divinely, deliberately sent to this world as to fulfill purpose, and that your uniqueness is missing already. So you must contribute. Because life is about contribution. Life is about impact. Say no impact. Impact. Touch yourself now. Say I'm a success. I'm a success. Touch yourself. Say I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. That's who you are. Don't allow anybody talk down on you. If you have something the world is looking for, tell them I have something. I have something the world is looking for. Say your name. I'm a solution. I'm a solution to the world. To the world. To people. To a community. To anywhere I find myself. Tell anyone, neighbor, without me, this world is incomplete. Yeah, you are the salt that makes the difference there. So the way you see yourself, define yourself the way heaven define you. You are faithfully and wonderfully made. You are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth. That's the mindset. You know, mindset. And we are like set up a hill that cannot be hidden. So there's no way. You don't need to hide. All you need to do is to define yourself so that you can actually show up in the marketplace differently. So number two, wisdom. What do you have? Wisdom shows up as a skill. What you have. So you must understand they have something. Let's take some notes there. Even if it's one or two statements, so I can go. What do you have? Okay. And before I continue, I always tell you that most time I'm talking to entrepreneurs on subjects of wisdom, business, I like to always agree on something that everybody can agree, put a foundation. Once we can agree on something, we can start talking. So I always go back to the scripture so that we can have a foundation to agree. So Mark 4:25. Mark 4:25. Mark 4:25. It says something. They say that for he that had, to him shall be given. For him that had, to him shall be given, and he that had not, from him shall be taken even that which he had. That means if somebody says, "I have," you'll be given. But you say you have not, that which you have will be taken. That means for you to say, "I have not," that means you have. Because if they say that which you have will be taken, that means they have something, but you never recognize that they have it. So that's why Christ said that he that had, to him much will be given, but he that had not, of course, that which you have will be taken. So if you say you have something, even when you don't have anything, you'll be given. But if you say you don't have something, when you have something, that which you have will be taken. That's how the universe works. So if anything you don't use, you lose it. If I don't use my energy, I will not. I don't develop the muscles. I don't use my time, I lost the time. I don't. Anything you don't use, the universe take it away from you. So anything you use, you always have it. So never you come to the point to look at yourself and say, "I have nothing," because God can never reduce you to a place where you have nothing. And if you have life, you can breathe, you can talk, you can read, you can have hands. So never you think that you have nothing. There's so many things God deposited in us, giftings, talents, creativity. But all you need to do is to discover it. Discovering doesn't mean you just have to pray and fast. You only discover your purpose on earth when you're in the business of doing something. In the midst of doing something, that's when you can actually find your purpose. But you just sit down and fold your hand, nothing will happen folding of hands. So you cannot say you're a wise person and you're not involved, you are not carefully, skillfully involved in something that will help you develop your competence. You're not competent. But the marketplace doesn't pay you for what you know. They pay you for what you do with what you know. That's why people have so many abilities. They never get to the marketplace differently. So people show up in the marketplace not prepared. I always say that preparation is the highest demonstration of faith. That you know that I have something the market need. It should be more reason why you should prepare for opportunity. That is what happened. That is why you don't pray for opportunity. Even when opportunity comes, you don't even identify it because you never actually cannot achieve the goal you never set. Of course, you either fail to plan to fail, and you have no goal, you are going nowhere. It's one of my principles. So looking at this, all of us have a seed. Or you have a seed of what you have a seed, a seed potentials. Let's write it down under seed potentials. Seed potential, write it down. What you have, write it down very well on your notes. What you have is a key. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I need my battery to be changed. Please, thank you. Who can help me do that? Go upstairs, get me battery. Thank you, Mr. Rasmus. God bless you, sir. So what you have, write it on your notes. What you have is a key to what you need. What you have is a key to what you need. So what do you do? Number one, recognize. Number two, respect. Number three, realize it's a potential. What you have is a key to what you need. What you have been given already is a key to what you need. You already have something that's a key to everything you need. What you have is a key to what you need, full stop. Number one, recognize it. Number two, respect it. Number three, realize is a key potential. Recognize its potential. Realize its potential. Number three, you must recognize, you must respect it, and you must realize its potential. I can remember the story of the woman with I think I even wrote it down somewhere. Let me check it. Okay, I think it should be the next place. Okay, that is how it will be the next one. The law of recognition. The law of recognition. That is 2 Kings 4:1-2. Underwear, seed potentials. 2 Kings 4:1-2. It's called the law of recognition. The law of recognition. Recognizing that which you have, that is a key. He talked about the story. He said, now they cried a certain woman of the wife of the sons of the prophet unto Elisha, saying, thy servant, my husband, is dead. And thou knowest that the servant did fear the Lord, and the creditors is come to take up unto my two sons to be a bondman, servant. Elisha said unto her, what shall I do for thee? And tell me, what hast thou had in the house? And she said, thy headman had nothing in the house except a pot of oil. Imagine that. She said, I have nothing, no, except a pot of oil. Now, he called that which he has, that pot of oil, nothing. Tell her nothing. He called it nothing. But the fact is, that pot of oil that she failed to recognize was that pot of oil was overlooked, undermined, unappreciated. Yet, that pot of oil was a key to everything she ever needed. Agree with me now? Yes or yes? So her prayer was answered. God cannot get anything to you without your recognition. You must recognize. You must recognize that you have something which is the key to everything that God has promised you. Because the key to the kingdom, your key don't look like doors they open. You know, if you have a very big door with small key, yes or yes? Yes. Of course, seed don't look like the harvest they produce most of the time. You must recognize the seed power and the key potentials as the woman is not recognized. In fact, let us write some things down on that seed potential. Right? In fact, let's recognize 3 things under this seed potential if we go to opportunities. 10 opportunities. The first thing you must understand from the second kings of the seed potential is the little pot. Write it down. Number 1, the little pot. The little pot of oil. The little pot of oil. The pot of oil. So, on a little pot of oil, never overlook, never overlooked, undermine, never overlooked, undermine, never overlooked, undermine, the seed of gifts, the seed of giftings, talent, creativity, never overlooked, undermine, the key or the seed or the key of creativity, the giftings, the talent, the creativity, the innovation God deposited in us. Because that is the key to everything you need. Okay, I think we should use seed there. Never overlooked or undermine every giftings, talents, creativities, the seed of giftings, talents, creativities, innovation. Because it's a key to everything you need. It's a key. That little pot of oil is the key. That little energy you have is the key. Oh. That you can talk. That is the key. Oh. Never overlooked, never undermine. You know, the seed of giftings, talents, creativity, innovations. Because it's the key to everything you need. It's the key to everything you ever need in this world. Everything I ever need in this world was for me to just talk. Just talk. I can talk. I like to talk. You know, I can do this thing. This is the cue. He's talking that I made money now to buy a car, buy land, talking. Oh, I'm not having to do much work. I'm not getting much energy to do many work. I'm not fit one. I'm not fit. I just realized that I can be talking, people can be taking notes. Oh. I can make money. Oh. That never you undermine, never you over. Waiting doctors, they waiting lawyers. Lawyers not to talk now. Objection, my lord. Objection overruled. What the senator not to talk. Senator don't do anything. I just say that hey, we have projects here. Let the eye have it high. I don't finish. Waiting government not to talk. Tinubu just can say it is my turn. It's my turn. Not to talk. You see, a closed mouth, a closed destiny. You have something the world is looking for. So your talk can lift up men, can inspire people, can encourage people to be more. All those pastors you see, Father, not to talk. Adeboye Kumuyi, all of us have to talk. They don't talk. All the things have to talk. So never overlooked, never undermine the seed of giftings, talents, creativity, because it's the key to everything you need. Your prayer answered. Number 2, I told you, under the seed potentials, the little pot of oil. Number 2, your prayers have been answered. Your prayer answered. Your prayers answered. So all the prayer you have been praying for, God has answered a long time ago. How? Write it down. I already told you, write it down under the prayers. I told you seed potential. You know, we're talking about wisdom as a skill. Tell us skill. Wisdom as a skill, that's where we are now. So I said your ability, what you have is a seed to potential. So under seed potential, we use Second King, the law of recognition. Under law of recognition, the little pot of oil, your prayer answer. Write it down. God cannot get anything to you without your recognition. God cannot get anything to you without your recognition. God cannot. No man have the pot of oil all this while, but he's praying now. Elisha, listen me now, don't they die? Your servants, my husband, don't buy. He did death, give him 2 children. They won't carry him. And those, children, male children, were the baby now because they go to war, they farm, they cultivate. So you have a male child. That means you have hope of surviving. So God cannot get anything to you without your recognition. Full stop. You must recognize that what you have is the key to everything God has promised you. God cannot get anything to you without your recognition. Full stop. You must recognize that what you have is the key to everything God has promised you. You must recognize that whatever you want is not going to come from external factors, not contribute, but internal. It must take root from you. It must come out of you. That what you have is the key to everything that God has promised. That will lead you to think, what do I have? Why am I here on earth? What's my purpose on here? What are my giftings? What am I talent? What can I do without a pay? What can I do that I can package? What can I try my passion to that will help improve other people's life? Because it must be for people, you must create, connect, and control. Because whatever your mind can create, your hand can have it. Creation happens twice, in the mind, in the hand. So you create it with your mind, you produce it with your hands. So if you cannot sit down to create and produce, it's not going to work. So these are all philosophies of life, and it's helping a lot of us. So you must recognize that what you have is the key to everything that's promised you. So, and the number 3 is the last one here. Under seed potential is that this thing I'm telling you is a kingdom principle. So the key and the kingdom and is a kingdom principle. Number 3, kingdom principle is a kingdom principle, a spiritual principle. So it's a spiritual principle. It's a kingdom. It's not a physical principle. Although it works in the physical, but everything that is happening in the physical have spiritual. It's a kingdom principle that keys don't look like doors they open. Words don't look like things they create. The world was made through words. It's a kingdom principle. The kingdom principle, the keys don't look like doors they open. Right there. Keys don't look like door they open. Key don't look like door they open. So sometimes key don't look like doors they open. Key don't look like the door they open. Full stop. Seed don't look like the harvest they produce. If I plant a mango seed, you cannot count the number of fruits in a seed. But once you plant it, it grows. It's going to give you many fruits. But you can count how many fruits in a tree, how many fruits in a seed. You cannot. I said, seeds don't look like the harvest they produce. What do? You must recognize the seed power and key potentials of your giftings you possess. You must receive power and the key potentials of the giftings, the talent you possess. You must recognize the seed power and the key potentials of the giftings, the talents, the creativity you possess. So if you never know that you possess some giftings and talents, you do not realize on time. Those that discover you early will buy you cheap. That's how you see people being employed. For someone who employ people that work for us, once we can identify this guy is so talented, is so skillful, we employ to go and work for us and we'll pay you salary. Tell us salary. Small money when you go solve your problem. Take home that. So imagine that. So yes now. So if you don't discover yourself on time, anyone that discovers you on time will buy you wholesale. Tell them wholesale. And be retailing you every month. Tell them retail. If you never notice that you are giftings, you are talented, you are gifted, you are talented. So you looking if I come if you get this, you can write it. I humbly apply, buy me wholesale and pay me small because since I don't know what I'm doing here. So the thing is this, you must recognize that I have some seed power and the key potentials, which are my giftings and talents, of course, which are the things I possess. They not possess. Let's go to the last one, that vision as insight, which is opportunity. It's an opportunity. Very, very important. So that's why knowledge is good. Because knowledge makes you unfit for slavery. What did I say? Now, like everybody must say this one. Tell your neighbor, no one is begging for the church card. Tell your neighbor, knowledge makes you unfit for slavery. You can never enslave a man who has knowledge, who knows something that gives him an edge. They not know age. That's knowledge now. You know something that gives you an edge over somebody's knowledge. So once you know something that gives an age, nobody can enslave you. But you see, people are so funny that they don't want to spend time on the knowledge. Let me assist you. Okay, okay. They want to spend time on the knowledge that will improve them. They are too busy to learn. Because learning, knowledge is a slave of learning. Knowledge is a slave. of learning. That means for you to know, you must learn. And learning is a royal habit. What did I say?
Learning is a royal habit.
Say, no, it takes a king to study.
It takes a king to study.
So if you don't learn, how do you know? You don't just know by private. See, poverty starts in the mind, settles in the pocket. What starts in the mind, settles in the pocket. Knowledge is the only asset that changes your mind and the pocket. So you cannot, God cannot hand over financial resources to someone that is financially ignorant or economically ignorant. He's going to abuse it. The worst you give to a poor man is power or money. He's going to abuse it. What is abuse? Misuse of something. Tell them misused.
Misuse
Of something. Anything can be abused. Drinking, smoking, eating can be abused. Once you misuse, once it's not used for a purpose, or it's overused or underused, it's abused. Then no abuse. So you see, the problem is that you cannot help a man who is not willing to learn. Tell neighbor, neighbor. You can never help a man who is unwilling to learn. You know why? Tell your neighbor, neighbor, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You cannot help him. You cannot help him forget. Poverty will wait for him. He will come and become his permanent house guest. Tell a permanent house guest. The poverty came and said, that's what the prophets put it. Prophets said the poverty will come to him as a permanent. That means he was a guest, but now he don't become permanent house guest. You know the guy again. That's what happened to a man who doesn't want to learn. That's why I say something. He said that by wisdom, a house is built, by knowledge is established, but by knowledge is filled with what? Pleasant riches and riches. So you cannot fill the man life with riches and gold and silver without wisdom. I mean, without knowledge. Okay, let's take something down as opportunity. Write it down. God gives us opportunity and wisdom secures the outcome. Write it down. God gives us opportunity and wisdom secures the outcome. So everything God will do for you, He only gives us the opportunity. But you're a wise man, that's why you use the opportunity to turn it to the outcome of the desires you want. God gives us opportunity and wisdom secures the outcome. So a lot of us don't have the desired outcome we want because we refuse to take actions. If the choices and decisions to because the outcome. So why then do you blame God? You cannot blame God because God will not give you tables and chairs. God will give you the opportunity, trees. You are the one that will turn the trees to tables and chairs. God will not give you naira from heaven. God will give you contact in your phone called social capital. Say no, social capital. They want to turn social capital to financial capital. No, financial capital. If they are too lazy to turn your social capital to financial capital, it's your fault. Stop complaining the economy is hard. Nobody said to me, God will not give you manna from heaven again. Forget it happened in Moses' time. Since you were born, have you seen tables and chairs come from heaven? Have you seen manners come from the sky? It will not come. So you are the one that will stand on your leg. Tell your neighbor. A child that is afraid to fall will never walk. Tell your neighbor. He that has brain, sense is expected. It's not certificate, it's called certificate. What I call it? Certificate. So you are too busy to learn. You only become a slave to people like us who learn. But we employ you, we will gladly employ you, we will pay you some stupid salary, 50K, 100K. It will not take you home. And that 100K cannot even satisfy you. You're going to be, that is, I don't know how to say it's a temporary solution to a permanent problem. It's not a permanent problem. It's like malaria drugs. You will come back again next time. You know you are finished. So you can see, why do you enslave yourself? Why is that your note has round up to this class? And now I've spent so much, I have 5 minutes more. Don't worry, we'll go to this one inside by 2 and value. It's not a problem. Let's just get this one very well. So write it down. You cannot be wise in your mind. You cannot be wise in your mind unless you make wise choices, decisions, and actions. You cannot be wise in your mind unless you make wise choices, decisions, and actions. You cannot be wise in your mind unless you make wise choices, decisions, and actions. Full stop. We can only be called wise because of what we do. We can only be called wise because of what we do with what we have. We can only be called wise. We can only be called wise because of what we do with what we have. So you can never say you have nothing. No. God never leave a man with nothing. That's not how God behaves. He's a God of abundance. You have life, you have hands, you have legs, you have something. So we can only be called wise because of what we do with what we have. So what are we going to do? Write it down. Don't think of wisdom as a superior knowledge. Think of wisdom as smart choices. Number one, I'll give you 4 things, then we call it today. Don't think of wisdom as superior knowledge. Think of wisdom, number one, as smart choices. Smart choices. Number two, think of wisdom as strategic decisions. Strategic decisions. Strategic decisions. Don't think of wisdom as superior knowledge. Think of wisdom as smart choices, strategic decisions. Number three, taking the actions that needs to be taken when it needed to be taken. Taking the actions, taking the actions that needs to be taken when it needed to be taken. Don't think of wisdom as superior knowledge. No, think of wisdom as smart choices, strategic decisions, taking the actions that needed to be taken when it needed to be taken. Wisdom is doing the right thing at the right time, the right when it's needed to be right. Just saying the right thing at the right place. Sometimes you have something to say, but the wisdom say, don't say it now because it's not needed now. Taking the actions that need to be taken when it needs to be taken. Number four, the last one here, as wisdom as opportunity. I told you, wisdom is something you apply based on the knowledge you have received, information you have received, and you can understand, you can assimilate and explain. You can apply it. That makes you a wise man. Wisdom is not known at this level. Knowledge you acquire is not going to save you until you applied it. That is a wise man. A wise man don't just acquire knowledge, he apply. As a wisdom is seen, don't be seen wisdom as superior knowledge. See wisdom as smart choices, strategic decisions, taking actions that needed to be taken when they need to be taken. Number four, your ability to convert what you have into what you need. What you have into what you need. Your ability to convert what you have into what you need. Your ability to convert what you have into what you need. All the days I needed to start a business in I didn't have money. But I learned how to write a strategic business plan, a convincing one. I went and shared with people. That ability to write that thing, they gave me money to start the business. I didn't have 1 naira. But they brought in the money for me to start the business. Even my first poetry farm I started, it's people's money. I just convinced them, showed them what I have, showed what I can do. And they brought in the money because they want to say, do you know where you're going to? How do you go? They want to ask questions. So the thing is this, wisdom, don't see wisdom as a superior knowledge. And think of wisdom as smart choices, strategic decisions, and taking the action that need to be taken when it needs to be taken. You're able to convert what you have into what you need. So, I like you to write this, very important on your note. Wisdom is a way of seeing something in nothing. I like the way I put it down. Wisdom is a way of seeing something in nothing. Full stop. Wisdom is a way of seeing something in nothing. That's the ability to see something in nothing, in everything. Wisdom is a way of seeing something in nothing. What people call nothing. You can look at it and say, we can turn this into something valuable. I know a guy that turned waste into valuable products in Port Harcourt. You see what he turned this waterproof and bottle they throw on the side. So what he has turned that into, my brother, you shall have a lot of. It's one of them turned it to tie lock. So they turn this way. So you see something in nothing. You're a wise man. That you see and you take action that you can make move. Oh my God. So wisdom is a way of seeing something in nothing. God can never leave you without a seed. Anyone that is down to nothing is actually not to nothing, because God cannot leave a man to down to nothing. So if you call your something nothing, then that which you have will be taken away from you. You already have something from God. That is the key to everything you ever need. Keys don't look like doors they open. God only gives you opportunity. The cost is wisdom, secure the outcome, the result. Let's write that down again, because repetition is very important. God only gives you opportunities. Write it down. God only gives you opportunities, brackets open, courses. That's what causes the outcome. Causes. God only gives you opportunity, causes, and wisdom secure the outcome, result. Wisdom secure the outcome, the result. Bracket open, bracket close. God gives you opportunity, the causes. Wisdom secure the outcomes, the result. So God doesn't give you the outcomes you need. So God needs to be involved in the process to get the outcomes and results, so you can sustain the outcomes and results. Because the discipline you form in the process of that getting that result helps you sustain the outcomes and results. So God gives you opportunity, the causes. Wisdom secure the outcomes. The bracket open the result. So all the results you want in your life, the abundance of wealth you want, is in the causes. So many people only want the outcome. So many people want the outcome, the result, but they don't want the process. They want the outcome, the result in their business, in their marriage, in their childbearing, good health. They want the result. They want the result of wisdom, but they don't want the process. I don't understand you. So you want to have a wonderful, good health, and then good business, a thriving business, really? And you don't want to, no, my brother, it's not possible. Even if you have it, you cannot sustain it. In fact, even was a story of a great woman. God gives us opportunity, you create the outcomes. These two women, of course, have to give birth one day. And one of them slept on top of the child, and the child died at night. One of them wake up with the child. So they were dragging these two children, one child, and because that child seems to be the opportunity. So one slept on his opportunity, one slept with the opportunity, and one murdered his opportunity, one smothered his opportunity, one neglected the opportunity, slept on it, one, of course, nurtured her opportunity. So they brought the child to King Solomon. King Solomon now said, we have to divide the child. And the other one that did not neglected her opportunity of a male child, slept on a male child, wanted the male child to be killed. That's why you see, anybody that kills opportunity, he is a devil. That is, he wasn't. I don't know what to say. If they kill it, kill it, kill it. King Solomon said that nobody would like to kill his opportunity. No one like to destroy his opportunity. That one said, God no kill him, carry and give him, no wahala. Maybe not the opportunity just their life. That's why anytime you share a business opportunity, a 12 by 12 idea into a 3 by 3 mindset, you tell you forget about it. You want to kill it, what they do for you. He said, no. King Solomon was okay. See, nobody would like to kill his opportunity. This woman is the right woman. That thing that they call him wise was only seen in his decision. Say not decision.
Decision.
So if people that always sleep on the opportunity and not with the opportunity will kill it, they will murder the opportunity or to smother the opportunity. They will actually neglect the opportunity that God gave them. So today, wisdom as a skill means that you're going to recognize your ability, that you have something as a seed potentials, as an opportunity to convert it to the result or the outcomes you desire. 10 outcomes.
Outcome.
That for you to actually do that, you need some set of knowledge, some information about the opportunity, because knowledge is packaged information. Tell us what you need to understand it and assimilate and can explain it to a 5-year-old son. Like that will give you the capacity to act. When you act on it, you're a wise person, because wisdom is in your actions, choices, and decisions. So you say you're wise, and I give a book to read and you don't read it, and you tell me a script that you're busy. My brother, wait first. So business is not productivity. Business is not progress. In fact, beware of the barrenness of a busy life, because great men, we are not just we are so intentional and deliberate in action. We schedule, because poor men congregate, wealthy men assemble. Then assemble. So you see, there are some things I see somebody do. I'll just be I have empathy. I won't call it sympathy. I call it empathy. Empathy. That this person is up to 20 years, 25 years, and it's acting like this. Where have you been? See, why is information so far from him? Why is he so blinded to knowledge that he's strong with common thing like money? Why can't you just create value? Money will follow you. Money, you don't work for money. Why is money your prayer point? I go to church. I wonder people are praying. God give me money. God, I'm dying. My children give me seven. You are praying for money, really? Do you think God gives you money? God rather give you something very important than money. Yes or yes?
Yes.
And you want to, mama, it's the one and no, you help me. And you don't want to help, you don't want to help yourself. No, I don't understand where you're coming from. You're from another mass. You're from another planet. We don't understand you yet. Because in this world, in this planet we are, you cannot get a result without the process. There's no process. You like shortcut? Don't worry. Your life will cut short, and that will not be your portion. Say amen. So I like who that says, I want to acquire knowledge to make smart choices, strategic decisions, taking action we need to be taken, converting what I have into what I need. Let's talk like men. Because that's what Dangote does. That's what Elon Musk does. That's what every great man you see, that's what they do. And you can also be the same. If you do what successful people do, you become successful like them. And what successful people do, they emulate, they study, they undergo training, mentorship from other successful men. They don't find shortcut. We follow because the shortest cut they are looking for is to find a mentor. Because mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow. See you at the top. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. And that's the best we can take today. So for the rest of us here, it's an